Your boy AJ here with the Keep It 100 channel. Of course, I'm your boy AJ here, and I know I've been off for a couple weeks, about 2 weeks, but I've been busy. Got into school, still need to pay for it. That's why I need all these subscribers. That's why I need everything else to fall in place. So you guys do your part, I stay doing my part. Now, I know we're coming up on this upcoming weekend, Saturday, September 14th. A lot of boxing matches, and Cowboy Cerrone and Justin Gaethje are fighting. But I want to talk a lot about last week. It was crazy, crazy weekend for the sports world. We'll start off with the UFC. You got Khabib and Poirier going at it. Of course, Dustin Poirier coming off that huge win against Max Holloway that gave him the interim UFC lightweight championship of the world. Then you got Khabib, who had just happened to get lucky against Conor McGregor. And I ain't even going to get into all that. Anyway, a lot of people had many questions going into that fight. A lot of people thought Khabib was going to win due to his wrestling, due to his Sambo background. I didn't see that, though. A lot of people thought Poirier would win because of his stand-up, because of his jiu-jitsu. He's a wrestler as well. Many people tend to forget that. So there was definitely a ton of questions going into that fight. I was a little nervous. I wanted Poirier. Khabib smashed my guy. I wanted Poirier to get redemption. And it was a close fight. It was a good fight, They came out, started swinging. I thought Khabib would, take him down right away, but he actually stood up with Poirier longer than I thought. And also, he did exactly what I thought he was going to do. He took Poirier down. He gave Poirier a little bit of a break, at times. I'll get into that later. But Khabib did what he did to 27 others, and that's push the pressure, take them down, and just maul them. You see he took Dustin down. For those who watched the fight, took Dustin down. Literally grabbed him by his face like this, just controlling him at every aspect of the fight. And Poirier seemed to really have no answer. He said in the post-fight he didn't plan on taking 2 rounds off. When you fight a guy like Khabib, you kind of have to do that. And I personally thought that's what he was doing. Khabib is known to get tired in the later rounds. You saw that against Ali Quinta and a little bit in the Conor McGregor fight. So I thought he was going to do that. However, in the first round, Poirier got taken down. He was trying to get up. He really gave his back to Khabib a lot. And for a guy who's as good as jiu-jitsu as Khabib is, that is not good. When you give your guy your back like that, you just really can't expect not to get submitted. And a lot of people thought the fight would end first round right there. I did too, but Poirier managed to survive. First round was just a lot of Khabib landing his shots on the ground, controlling Poirier. Now, the beautiful thing about MMA is every fight starts on the feet. Now, a lot of people know that's Poirier's advantage, is on the feet. Now, my father, I love him to death, but he says Khabib always gets better at his stand-up. Personally, I don't think so. I thought he landed a lucky shot against Conor. He landed literally a prayer on that man. He threw a overhand right with his eyes closed, and it just landed. Like, aha, alala. I don't get into all their religion. I respect whatever their religion is. But whoever he prayed to for that to land, answered it. But everyone knows the advantage will go to Poirier. So round 2 starts off, these guys, trying to establish their range. A little bit more of a feeling out process, just like the first round. But Poirier lands up cracking him with the good right hook that stunned Khabib. And Khabib was in a world of trouble at one point, Poirier was going for the kill, chasing after him, even had Khabib backpedaling at one point. And I'm like, ooh, Poirier's got him. He's got him, I don't know if, God watches out for Khabib, He sure does watch out for him. Because I thought Poirier had him done. He got. And But I also give credit to Khabib for being a champion like he is. He survived. He landed up getting a takedown. He landed up controlling the fight again. And the rest of the second round was a lot like the first round. Khabib utilizing his wrestling, almost Kobe Covington like, taking Poirier down, controlling him, and Poirier just couldn't seem to really get that much offense off. Of course, when he cracked him, but still, every time they would exchange, every time they would break into stand-up situations, that's when Poirier would land a couple good punches. Khabib would get hurt. Khabib would take him down. That was kind of the story of the fight, and that was the story of round 2. Like I said, I thought Poirier rocked him. I thought that was his moment. I thought he was gonna be crowned the new lightweight champion there because he had Khabib wobbled. And quick side note: if you watch Conor McGregor's interview, he said he broke his foot while training for that fight. Now, when you punch, for those MMA experts and for those fighters who actually fight, I actually box too, so I know this. When you have a broken foot, you cannot generate as much power off that broken foot as if it were completely healed. Poirier had no foot injuries, and he proved that Khabib is just as a glass jaw as he was in the Michael Johnson fight. Now, Conor landed some good shots on Khabib as well. However, with Conor breaking his foot, he wasn't able to generate that power. He wasn't able to pivot off that right foot, off the left foot, to generate power to knock Khabib out. So that just shows Conor McGregor was hurt and he wasn't himself in that fight because Poirier wobbled him. Anyway, that's me going on a tangent about what really happened. As we all know, round 3 came out. Maybe Poirier looked a little tired. All I gotta say is it was hot in that arena. I wasn't there personally, but from what I saw, it felt like 123 degrees in there. They fought in Abu Dhabi. That's insane. Okay? I love the heat. I love everything about the sun. But fighting in an atmosphere like that, it drains you. Now, Poirier said that wasn't going to be his excuse, but that drains you. And it drained Khabib too, but Khabib has that championship mentality that he's just able to walk right through it. So round 3 came out. Poirier looked a little more tired, was still not able to generate as much offense as Khabib was able to. Khabib landed up getting a nice double leg, getting him down, controlling him more, till about 2 minutes into the round. Tried a choke, tried a neck crank that he tried on Conor. And I was like, oh, great, here we go again. Then Dustin seemed to fight that off. But Khabib is so good at this. That's a lifetime of grappling. Softened Dustin up, whipped in a beautiful, beautiful rear naked choke. There was nothing Poirier could do but tap or go to sleep. Sunk it in. Hand was behind the head. When the hand is behind the head, you may as well just give him the keys to your car and your house and your wallet because it's over at that point. As we all know, Poirier tapped. Khabib remained the undisputed, undefeated lightweight champion of the world. And I was pissed. I was really pissed. But it was a good fight. It proved Khabib can get cracked if caught by the right punch. And I gotta give both of the men credit for going out fighting the tough fight that they did. And I gotta give respect to both men for showing respect to each other after the fight with Khabib. As much as I don't like him, I give him props for donating to Dustin's charity, and I give props to Dana White for donating to Dustin's charity, who helps kids. And Dustin, for those who didn't know, Dustin built a playground for a disabled kid who landed up passing away before his Holloway fight. They landed up building the park after his Holloway fight. They raised enough money, and they landed up getting the park up there for the kid. So please donate to him. I'm going to reach out, probably donate to him as well. Just a great man, all around individual. Deserves nothing but. Sorry, I had some pizza, so I'm a little acid reflexy. There's nothing but props and nothing but credit. Great man. As for what's next with both fighters, we'll start with Poirier. We'll stay on that topic. It's tough, but he recently tweeted out yesterday that he deserves a shot at Conor McGregor again. He feels that fight makes sense. Honestly, I think it does. Poirier, after that fight with the first fight with Conor, bounced back tremendously, going on a 5-fight win streak to get this title shot. Only losing one fight after that fight to Conor McGregor to Michael Johnson. He's only lost twice, make it 3 times in the last 5 years. I mean, that just proves how dominant he is. Conor is still a dominating force. You know, he did spark him in 90 seconds, but I feel that's the fight to make. And I say it a lot to people very close to me. Conor should take a good tune-up fight to a guy like Tony Ferguson, Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, who is fighting Cowboy this weekend. Take a tune-up fight against a guy like that. Get your mojo back. I think that's the perfect fight to do it. He already has a win over Dustin. If he could go out there and beat Poirier again, if he could beat a guy that just fought for the UFC title against the guy that he really doesn't like, he gets a win and beats him in more devastating fashion like he did the first time, you cannot deny the fact that Conor would get a shot at the title. Same with Dustin. He beats Conor. He's right back in the conversation. So I honestly think you should fight Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor has a lot of options. We can only wait and see what really happens when they come out and fight, basically. So we'll see what decision Conor makes. As for Khabib, hey, I don't know what else to say but Tony Ferguson. Khabib is 12-0. Sorry, he's 12-0 in the UFC. Tony Ferguson has a 12-fight win streak. That's all I gotta say. These two guys were scheduled to meet 4 times. First time, the Ultimate Fighter finale, McGregor versus Faber in December 2015. Tony Ferguson landed up fighting Edson Barbosa later that night and landed up winning. That was part of his win streak. Second time was supposed to be UFC Fight Night in 2016 in Tampa, Florida. And it was supposed to be Khabib Ferguson in the main event. However, Tony Ferguson landed up pulling out due to a shoulder injury, and Khabib landed up fighting on the undercard that night. Landed up defeating Daryl Horcher with the second round TKO on that night. Then the third time was UFC 209 for the interim lightweight championship for the winner to fight Conor McGregor. UFC 209, March 2017. As we all know, Khabib missed weight the day before the fight. That was as close as the time they were going to fight. But Khabib, Team Tiramisu, always pulled out that night. Pulled out that night before the fight, went to the hospital, was unable to compete, medically declared not to compete. And it was a blow. That was a fight I was really looking forward to, and it actually looked like it was going to happen. It just didn't. And it seemed like that fight was cursed. And as time went on, they finally booked another fight. As you know, Tony Ferguson beat Kevin Lee for the interim lightweight championship that October 2017. They decided to book Tony Ferguson versus Khabib for the undisputed lightweight championship, as Conor would vacate the lightweight championship, sadly. But as we all know, this fight is cursed for some odd reason. Tony Ferguson landed up tripping on some wires similar to what I have down here. I would show you. But Tony Ferguson injured his knee, wearing shades indoors. That wasn't why he got hurt. He just fell, shredded his knee. Go look at his Instagram. He shredded his knee. Had to have like 27 staples. It was nasty. And pulled out 6 days before that fight. Now, as we all know, Khabib landed up. That was just one of the worst fight weeks ever in UFC history. As we all know, Khabib was scheduled to fight Holloway. Then the bus attack happened. The Artem thing happened with Khabib and Conor. That's when the feud really started. One of my favorite fight weeks, because it seemed like Conor McGregor thrusted himself back in the spotlight. But it was just crazy. And after Holloway was unable to fight, was medically undeclared to fight by the commission, who was going to step in? Was it going to be Pettis? Was it going to be Paul Felder? Was it going to be Ally Quinta? It landed up being Ally Quinta. Gave Khabib one of his toughest fights, if not the toughest. And that's it. Khabib landed up being the undisputed lightweight champion. Ferguson kept winning. Khabib kept winning. Let's just get these guys to fight. I mean, honestly, to get these guys to fight, they'll have to announce the fight, and the next day the fight happens. So that way fans don't keep getting their hopes up that this fight could actually happen. So, I mean, man, it's insane how these guys haven't fought yet, but we'll see. Ferguson wants to fight him in December of this year. We'll see when Khabib wants to fight. He hasn't really said nothing. I know the fight is almost a week ago, but we'll just see what happens. I feel that that's what's next for Khabib, and I feel that'll be a tough fight for Ferguson and Khabib. I feel it'll be more of a tough fight for Khabib, mainly because he's dealing with an actual jiu-jitsu practitioner, a black belt. He has submissions off his back. He has elbows off his back. He can do whatever he wants to Khabib on the ground, and it'll be the first time that the UFC matches Khabib up with a true wrestler. You know, you see, I feel personally the UFC tries to protect him. Lightweight division is a murderer's row of stand-up fighters. And I feel Khabib kind of takes the easy way out with fighting guys that are straightly stand-up, not wrestlers. However, Ferguson is a D1 wrestler from a college in California. A D1 wrestler. He knows how to wrestle. He wrestled against Kevin Lee in college. And man, that boy can wrestle. He has jiu-jitsu for days. That'll be Khabib's toughest fight, without a doubt. So, sign the dotted line, Khabib. Let's just make this fight happen, all right? Let's just see what happens. I can't wait. It was an exciting week in UFC. Take a quick break, come back, talk about some football. Be right back. So now, changing to my football gear. I'm a Bronco fan. How you gonna be from Colorado and be a Bronco fan? How you gonna root for the Raiders? I shouldn't talk shit. Got my Bronco gear on. Dope shirt. Got it at the mall. Custom made. I'm just kidding. I ain't that popular. I ain't like Diamond Living trying to be someone I'm not. Don't be like that guy, please. That guy's just... please, just don't be like him. That's all I have to say. That guy's just weird in every way, shape, or form, looking like Casper the Ghost. But anyway, let's talk some football. As we all know, the big story of the season so far is Antonio Brown. You know, and I just want to go through the timeline real quick on what happened. So in March of 2019, this year, he signed with the Oakland Raiders. Then decided he wanted to play in the old leather helmets and wanted to be a diva. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not shitting on him for this. I like Antonio Brown. I think he's one of the greatest wide receivers in the league today. And I just really like how he stood up for something that he believed in. People are calling him a diva. It's something I should have done in high school when I played basketball. And I'll go into that at a different time and date. However, he decided to bounce back from a tough 49ers game. Great win. That'll put him in the spot that a lot of teams want to be in. They're 1-1. I don't think it'll get him anywhere, but that's still a great momentum win for the Buccaneers, and only time will tell what they will do in the very, very near future. Now, some key games coming up this week. We got they played tonight. We got New Orleans, LA, rematch of last year's controversial NFC Championship game. Dallas, Washington, Browns, Jets, Eagles, Falcons, Broncos, Bears. Very excited to see all those games. I will give my predictions for those Saturday after I give a little insight on Cerrone Gaethje. Well, guys, I missed y'all, but I got to bounce. Gotta get up early, gotta go to school, which some people don't know how to do. Anyway, I love y'all. I'm glad to be back. It's good to be back. Hopefully I stay back. Hopefully these teachers don't keep giving me homework. They sure know how to give me... I don't know how to talk tonight. I'm so sorry. They sure know how to take my money rather than make me money. That's why I gotta do this. I gotta go to college. So please, help send me to college. Like, subscribe, comment. Help me get some ads on this. I need to do this. I need to get out there. So, I know I sound desperate, but hey, hopefully it gives y'all a good laugh. Alright, brothers, sisters, as always, keep it 100. Catch you guys later.